So if you looked at your agenda in the program, what's the last thing that it said? Special presentation. I am so excited to close the event. We have a very special presentation and performance. It's going to be a treat. I've been looking forward to this, believe it or not, for a month since they agreed to be here tonight. So allow me to introduce Kuda Biza, a global change maker and co-founder and chief donor of AFR Clothing, a brand that uses fashion as a vehicle for change by donating 20% of their profits towards the education of children in need in Africa. So Kuda Biza, please come forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you a little bit about my day today. I had breakfast in Africa, lunch in New York City, and now I'm going to have dinner in Miami. So for me right now, it feels like it's 2 a.m., but like what Mr. Ibargwin said, when the opportunity comes, you need to step up. So the opportunity for me to come on the stage came up, so I've stepped up. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I am overwhelmed by what this institution has been able to do with regards to volunteering. A little bit about myself and AFR Clothing. AFR Clothing, like Josh said, is a brand that uses fashion as a vehicle for change. We donate 20% of our profits to educate children in Africa. AFR Clothing was founded in a dorm room a few years back at Lynn University in Boca Raton. When I was a senior in school, I found out that 61 million children in the world lack education, with 50% of the children in sub-Saharan Africa. Having been born in Zimbabwe, I decided that I needed to do something to make a change. However, at the time, I didn't have resources. I was just a senior in school, trying to graduate. But I decided to make a difference with $150 with no fashion experience, but with a lot of passion. I was able to found AFR Clothing, and we've been able to educate 19 children in 4 African countries over the past 5 years. The picture you see up there is when I was in Zimbabwe. Like I just told you, I just came from Africa this morning. I spent 3 weeks volunteering my time mentoring 10 of the students we've recently added to our program. And in that picture, there's a young girl who's right in front of me in a green shirt. Her name is Clara. Clara is 12 years old, and she's in 1st grade. Think about it. She had never been in a classroom. She had never seen a book. She didn't know how to read and write at age 12. It was at that time when AFR Clothing stepped in and we started educating Clara. I also want to echo the words of Martin Luther King, since, Mr. Ibargwin had alluded to him earlier. One of his famous quotes is, "Life's most urgent and persistent question is, what are you doing for others?" And I'm proud to come here today and see hundreds of students who are answering that single question through what you're doing in volunteering. So lastly, I just want to share with you my creed. And my creed as a young leader is that I've made up my mind that for everything that I'll do, I will be able to change lives and make a difference, because I don't need to be a millionaire or wait until I make it in order to start making a difference. Now, with whatever you have, be it little or great, you can impact lives and touch lives And I really experienced it through my trip in Africa, and I'm sure everybody in this room who's a change maker has experienced it through the volunteer work that you've done. And with that being said, I just want to introduce our Chief Brand Ambassador, Alexander Starr. Alexander Starr is a singer, a songwriter. He sings positive music, and he came up with a song that embraces the whole notion of understanding that this is not our moment. This is our era to be change makers. DJ, drop the beat.
Every day I dedicate my time to making the world better. And it starts right now, cause this is my era. If you believe in world change, everybody stand up right now. This is my era. For you. This is my era. Woo! This is my era. I need to see everybody's glow stick lit up in the sky, cause this is my era. This is my era. What about you? Listen, everybody runs the race. Some have what it takes, and others don't make it through. But what about you? Stand up when they call your name. Stand out when you do your job. Let greatness notice you. If you're just wishing for glory, then what are you asking? Victory ain't sweet if you don't live through the pain. So many great ones before me found glory everlasting. Well, that's what I came to do, came to see. Cause see, this is my era. Put 'em up, put 'em up. This is my era. Come on, come on. I said, this is my era. Whoa. This is my era. This is my era. What about you? And you? And you? And you? And you? Yo, the world is counting.